Welcome to the Reese Reports. I'm the mouth of North Andrew Reese, and I'm very happy to be doing our after show with Tony Barbarossa and Jose Gomes. We just did our All Out review, and we have a very special guest from Renew the Elite. Gary Joe is with us. We're so happy to have him here. How are you, Gary?
Very well, man. What a crazy time to be a fan of.
Oh, man. Gary asked me if he wanted to be on the show, and I said, well, we'll have to wait till something crazy happens. Well, we got our wish after All Out. My goodness, what perfect timing. This is why we have Gary on. He's from Florida and his works marketing with AEW, so he might have a little more knowledge than us on this subject. So we're going to ask him, what in the world happened after All Out when CM Punk went off on the Elite, Gary?
So the latest scoop with everything that's going on. So everybody thinks it's a work. Everybody's gonna literally think that, it was crazy how it happened. It all did start with Phil just running his mouth about the creators of this company that we absolutely love, known as AEW. Then all of a sudden, I'm sure you guys seen there was a lot of shit that went on after that. Security bolted right to literally the Bucks were right outside with Kenny. As of today, some things are coming out. Bucks were slamming the door open with Phil in there, along with, I'm going to call him the dog nibber at the moment, Ace.
Ace Steel, yes.
Oh God, that's a good one.
Oh man, it's a really unfortunate situation. But with all that shit going on, I'm gonna say it, and we need Maxwell more than ever. Max, I think if I could speak for TK, is book him into the situation 3 weeks from now, New York City. MJF gets the title, Phil gets pissed, and he leaves, takes his ball and go home just like he did with WWE. That's what I think Tony should do. Will he do it? I can't speak for the guy. I really hope he does. Andrew, I'm sure you saw on my post today. It was an opinion post.
Yeah, just like my opinion is same way. Yes. Yep.
I would have never thought us as fans back with Double or Nothing. Everybody was pissed with Max. You're paying all this money just to see him. He was very bitter. I will say on behalf of AEW, that was legit. Max really was not happy. He really wanted to get out of his contract about the second week of June, actually.
Really? I thought this was all a work, man. It looked like all a work, right? Well, as of out of this pay-per-view, the whole thing with MJF.
So with the pay-per-view part, that was legitimate. That's why you saw a quick 5-minute squash match with, Michael Wardlow.
Right. Yes.
He was just MJF again.
Okay.
He was literally thinking about walking out. And then TK, he can be a wizard now, like Jericho, but pretty close. I don't know the contract status right now with Max. I can tell you though, the way things are looking, they're gonna book Max. They're gonna go all out with him, no pun intended.
To try to keep him, or just because it's the right thing to do?
To keep him.
Right, to keep him. Right.
He's the face of the company after when Cody left. Who's going to be the biggest face? I always thought that with Michael, because Wardlow is just such an amazing guy, hands down. Really nice guy. But MJF is the talker. He's the motivational speaker. He's everything that you needed ever since Cody left. What can really generate the conversation, keep going, with this positive trend with AEW. So, but
so Gary,
in your opinion, do you think Punk, or in this case, you can Phil, because it was Phil talking, is it right or wrong for going out, especially after the pay-per-view, which I personally think it was the wrong move to do, because everything that should have come out of that pay-per-view should have been all on MJF, on Maxwell. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, furthering to that question, like, is there any justification at all for what Punk did, considering it was probably something that he wanted to get out for a long time? And is there any, like, I honestly feel like he was telling the truth. It's not like he went out there and just shot on them. So any justification at all for him to say what he needed to say to get out what he needs to get out?
Me personally, I like this question from Tony. You know, I feel what they did here was really smart. You know, All Out was the perfect place for MJF. And I can't speak for Phil, but I can tell you now, I think this is what he's bitter about more than anything. Deep down inside, I think he's pissed off at TK because...
Really?
I think so, because the focus was on MJF in the main event. You know, we know that. And then all of a sudden, you know, we all knew who the Joker was.
Yes.
So I love how they saved it for last, and that pop was bigger than Punk's.
It was.
And
yep.
I think that's
and you know Punk's ego, like people that know Phil, he does have a big ego, and he likes to be the focus on him. If it's not on him, he can go off. And I'm a big Punk fan. I'm not, you know, I'm not saying because I hate the guy. I think he's brilliant. But some stuff, like the way it happened after the pay-per-view, because like I said, this all should have been about MJF, and everybody was talking about the press conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I've said in a couple forums today, like I really hate what's going on right now, because the fact
100%.
that MJF is getting overshadowed right now really sucks for him.
Oh, he'll take care of that, Gary. I'm sure MJF will take care of that. He'll take care of that on Wednesday. Don't worry.
100%. The guy is gonna reel it back. He knows how to do it. He knows how to do it. It's just the way it happened. It should have been all on MJF. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And he kind of took that away.
Well, to the ego thing, Gary. Like, I hear what you're saying. Like, but is this ego thing is not just a CM Punk thing. It's not like there's not egos across the board here. MJF is an ego. The Bucks and Omega have an ego. Cody Rhodes had an ego. That's why he probably went back to the company they left, right? Like, everyone wants to be the top guy, be on top, have an ego about it. Like, you know, it's not just Punk here we're talking about.
Oh, I could not agree more, dude. You know, the people on the backstage, don't get me wrong, they're fucking awesome. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But there's a few people that really, you know, fluffs, you know, some feathers. And you're right there, Andrew. And, you know, I mean, I think because that meeting went really well, I just want to say that.
Oh, that's good.
A few weeks ago was very positive. But, you know, it just, you know, unfortunate things happen. Jose, what do you think, man? Like, I want to know your opinion, dude.
Yeah.
Good question. I just wanted to know, do you think that they're gonna put CM Punk as a heel and turn MJF as a face? What do you think about that?
I think what they're kind of like, what they were going for was to make Punk turn heel, full-fledged heel. If you guys watch the Scrum interview with Jericho, you know, one of the first things that Jericho did say, I told Bax, I know you're not going to like being a baby face.
I read that,
So there you go. There's your double turn. So
that's what I said. I told you guys. That's how you do it. I'm telling you. And I don't know if you have that same sentiment. Like, MJF is going to be the biggest face in the company right now. Even on Wednesday night, that guy's going to get the loudest pop, I think, in AEW history. That's my opinion.
I think he wants to stay heel, though. He wouldn't have flipped off the fans otherwise.
He can do no wrong, though, Andrew. He can.
I know. I love MJF. I love MJF, guys.
I'm all over.
Hey, one more question too. Who do you think is the next challenger for Wardlow for his title?
I think the next challenger for Wardlow's title is going to be Will Hobbs.
Yes,
you know,
100%.
It's been reported that, you know, they want to make him have this big push. I think Hobbs is going to be next in line for that.
Yeah.
And I think that would be good for the sense of you can really build Michael to be this really damn good champion. I'm a huge fan of Wardlow. I've been a fan of his since the company first started with that vignette at Double or Nothing 2019.
Yeah, Gary, I commented on this on the review, and please, I love AEW and the company, but I do have my critical mind on sometimes. Do you feel like the titles have really lost a lot of luster? And what I mean by that, outside of the world title, you look at 5 of the titles in this company, and there's just no interest in them at all. Like, I understand Wardlow, he's a great champion, but there's no opponents for him, so he's in a 6-man tag. Jade Cargill has the TBS title. She goes over Athena. There's nothing left to do with her or that title. You have the All Atlantic title that was on the pre-show. Not a good match on the pre-show, in my opinion. And then you have the tag titles. You have a chance to make a big, huge statement with your homegrown talent and the crowd that wanted it so bad. They don't pull the trigger, and the Acclaim don't win the titles. And so I feel like your tag titles are still not interesting. Am I wrong here in thinking that the titles need more interest than singles matches that have no titles?
That's a good question there, man. I will go title by title. Let's start with the TBS title. I think what they're trying to do here is trying to make Jade the Goldberg, and which realistically me is thinking, no, you cannot Goldberg. Like, I like Jade, she is kind as could be. But when it comes to in the ring, I did not like the match against Athena. 7 minutes, like what the hell are we watching here? Like,
not good. No.
I would have liked if Jade and then like Athena went out probably for like 12 minutes or so. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just making her look dominant. I think they're trying to save a big moment for her, which I always call her Stat Baby, but Chris Statlander, I think they're going to save it for,
Yeah, I read that's what they were going. I think that's the direction they were going.
I mean, when she comes back, that's as good a direction as you can go. It'll probably be about a year, though. 9 months, maybe.
6 months.
Oh, is it 6 months? Okay. Yeah.
It's going to be out in 6 months.
Perfect. Yeah. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Revolution. So there you go.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're going to do. The women's champion, though, I'm going to say this kindly about TK. I really wish he can diminish the interim thing. Like, no one's buying it anymore. I mean, it made sense in the beginning. Great, injuries happen. You don't want to make that champion look weak. I get it. He's trying to be the alternative, but you've gotta just get away from the interim championship. It did not mean nothing to me when Toni Storm won, honestly.
Thank you. Like, you did notice the hater chants right away when she came out, right? And it's like, I'm not the only person who thinks Jamie Hayter really needs to be pushed here and could be a really interesting champion. And you give it to Toni Storm, and there's zero interest in her as champion, zero interest in a rematch with Thunder Rosa. And you're going to have Britt Baker and Hayter go at it, and there'll be more heat for that match than any other women's match out there, including title matches. So it's like, give your new homegrown star a chance. Like, it's not going to hurt anybody, right?
I mean, AEW's done it really smart for a majority of the time. Like, a lot of their champions has been part of the company for a long time.
Yes.
And that's a perfect example that you guys are bringing up. So I'm going to talk about this one. Swerving Our Glory, I think Lee and, Swerve is great. They really, really are. However, when you get a huge explosion of intensified fans in Chicago wanting Max and Bowens to get it, I think we all did. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think what they really should have countered, which was from the bullshit that went on with Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre, this was the perfect time for AEW to counter that, to believe in, okay, this is a company for real good moments.
Right.
But I'm very happy to say this to you guys. I'm going to obviously report it once it's official. TK actually wanted to save that. Looks like we're going to get the title match, the rematch in New York City.
Barbosa, when I just said this, it's going to be at Grand Slam. We just said this on the show. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go.
And that's where you have the split of Swerving Our Glory, correct? I think that's where it's going, correct?
Yes.
I think they'd be much better as individual wrestlers being pushed, to be honest with you. Keith Lee is so talented and Swerve's talented. Like, I think they need to be singles guys, personally. I mean, what do you think of, I mean, Keith Lee, I think he's great. And Swerve's talented. I mean, you know, I don't know if I just don't feel like they're a tag team or should have the belts, but I guess that's just me. I don't know.
I mean, I do agree with you there, Andrew. I mean, back in the WWE days, there were single stars.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like it was just put for the sake
together.
of,
right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think Tony Khan just wanted to give them something to do. Because they are so talented. I think he wanted to give them something to do.
Yeah.
And that's all it was. I think that's all it was.
Like, I'm looking at what happened with Hobbs and Starks, and it's like, what a better way to break them up if they had the titles and then split them up. Their match would have even had more heat, and they would have been known as past champions. So if you're going to push those two the way they have, then it would have made more sense to give them the belts and have them split, losing the belts to an Acclaimed or, you know, to a hot team at that point. But I guess I think Tony really likes Swerve and Keith, so he needed to give them something.
What do you
Andrew,
think?
Tony, and
Yeah.
I was going to say, three of you guys, just grab your scissors and just have a heyday with it, okay?
Yeah.
What do you think of the booking of Bryan Danielson?
Oh my God! Don't get me started on this, Jose. I'll Gary go.
I'm having 50-50 feelings on it. I think, like, why the hell did Jericho have to win at All Out? Personally, Jericho's been there for, obviously, since the very beginning. There's no need for him to win. I think what they're trying to do here is just maybe just Danielson just looked like a lame duck for a while, and then all of a sudden, you know, the momentum is going to come in his favor before his time is out, you know, in AEW, and then he's going to get some gold. You know, I think Danielson is just putting over more talent more than getting these wins. And look what he's doing with Garcia. So I think at the end of the day, Danielson is going to help build a star like Jericho's has helped other talent be built. So,
yeah.
Don't be surprised if we see Danielson replace Yuta, but who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the natural order of things to me would have Garcia beat Yuta, but apparently Barbosa doesn't like that idea.
No, like I told Reese, you're killing the Blackpool Combat Club in one fall swoop. You have Yuta lose that, it just makes them look terrible to me, anyways.
Well, they had Mox and Brian lose yesterday, so
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, I think that'll be fine.
I mean, they're gonna go for the trios titles, I think. I mean, God knows they need someone to fight them, and the House of Black is dead. So, I mean, who else is gonna fight them?
I want to say that right now. I'm just saying to you, Tony and Jose, don't ever listen and follow Ringside News. They're the ones that broke Malachi's off their page when he's not.
Yeah, we talked about this. Yeah.
TK actually, for what I understand, he's going to grant him some time off.
But he's not going anywhere. Correct. No. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
He's still in a contract, so it's not.
He's got like 5 years left in his deal or something. He's not going anywhere.
5 years.
And
yes, I just hope when he does come back that he books the House of Black a little bit better than he has. That's all I'm saying. They're too talented of a stable to be.
Gary, Tony Barbosa is so angry with the House of Black booking.
Yes.
He's so passionate about the House of Black.
Yes.
I mean, to be fair, I can feel his pain because I love Malachi.
Yes.
Matthews, he's a talented individual.
I'm a huge Malachi Black fan. I'm a huge Brody King fan. Huge Brody King fan. I think he's amazing. But man.
So, I mean, unfortunately, you know, Malachi is suffering a really just really serious injury at the moment where it's life threatening. So I think this is the perfect time to take a break.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Decompress.
Yeah.
That's the one good thing about Tony Khan is when guys need time off, he will grant them time off.
Yeah.
Just to verify this, sorry, Tony, just to verify this, Gary, I think I read this on your page as well. Christian is legit hurt, correct?
That is correct.
Yes, that's why it was a 24-second match. Okay.
Yeah, that does explain the shortage of the match. You know, it just freak injuries happen all the time. And he tore something, so they're gonna build, you know, up something for a while with Luchasaurus. That's why he turned heel.
That was amazing. I gotta say, that was amazing. That heel turn.
I like that heel Luchasaurus. Like him, like them building up like big guys like Will Hobbs, Luchasaurus. It gives Wardlow something to do now, and especially it puts focus back on the TNT title, which I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying the way it's going right now. So
are we sure Jungle Boy's okay after? My God, did Luchasaurus kill him? Oh my God! I've never seen a choke slam that vicious. I can't remember one being that vicious before. My goodness! Oh my God! Is he okay there, Gary?
Yeah, that looked pretty bad, and obviously you guys saw him taking a picture of his back afterwards.
Holy jeez!
I mean that was solid steel, man. That was that was not aluminum. I can promise you.
Yeah. Like I went, oh my God, when I saw that, I was like,
his
holy jeez.
His back was literally swollen right after he took they took that choke slam.
Wow!
Like you can see the marks on his back.
And then he got it through the table again too for on top of it. It's crazy.
All right, I think. Yeah, like wow.
Are we allowed to cuss on here, Andrew? By the way.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
I didn't know if there was some film.
we don't have WWE rules here where we're not sure about being TV 14, and we also don't have Turner execs telling us not to swear, so we're okay here. Perfect. You know, we don't want to end up like Ace Steel, who's probably going to be fired from the company. Although I should probably ask you that. I should ask you that. Is he fired? I've read that he's fired because he threw a chair at Matt Jackson. Is that true?
Yes, it is legitimate that he is currently fired, and I guess he's going to file some actions on AEW. So, I heard now he's going to look like an idiot because he's in the wrong. So.
Did Punk start the fight? Has that been confirmed?
So the crazy thing how this all started was, I mean, Matt and Nick was so pissed, and Kenny, because of Punk's comments. Punk was in his locker room. Next thing you know, for what I understand, Nick and Matt was banging on the door, being all pissed. And I'm serious, guys. This is not a work.
No way. This is a work.
It didn't sound like a work.
No.
So. Right now, it's coming down to either they're going to try to make him, Punk needs to make him right, or the other thing is going to happen is he's just going to leave. And I can't say it enough. I mean, there's so much toxic shit with him right now.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to go. AEW can really move on from him. And that's why MJF, I thought I would never be so damn happy to see him in all my life.
Well, I guess we're gonna find out for real, because if MJF beats him, then we know Punk's gone. Because it makes no sense to beat Punk if he's staying, right?
And I've read somewhere that if Ace Steel does end up getting fired, that Punk is pretty much going out.
Yeah, I mean that's his best friend. So
right,
that's his trainer. That was his trainer. That's his best friend. They've had a stable together. So yeah, they've been. Ace Steel has been with Punk since day one.
That's why I asked earlier if there's any justification, because Punk was very straightforward with what he said and pissed off at Hangman and Adam Page, like really throwing him out of the bus because of the promo he cut before their pay-per-view match. Like, as I asked before, and we got about 6 minutes left, like, is there any justification at all for Punk doing this? Like, does he have a right to do any of this because he's pissed off at Hangman for going into business for himself, or is this just Punk being Punk?
Me personally, Phil is just being an asshole.
Okay.
This really big moment. I mean, this is a guy that can't forgive Colt Cabana. I mean, seriously, like when he was calling out Colt Cabana again, you know, during the scrub interview, that was legit. Saying,
oh yeah,
he shares a bank account with his mother. Like, why would you say that?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, for what I understand, you know, Punk's not going to be on TV tomorrow because, oh, wait a minute, he's got an injury. From
yeah, I read he had an injury to his arm or something, but then I was like, wait a second, isn't Tony keeping him off TV? But I don't know.
It's just for MGF to tear him apart. MGF is gonna have the best promo tomorrow. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what he's gonna.
But the plan was not for Punk to be off TV on Wednesday. That's for sure.
Oh,
yes,
I can guarantee you, no way. That wasn't the plan.
That was not the plan, right, Gary?
Yeah, that was not the plan at all.
Right.
The plan was to build the feud, to start the feud over again with MJF
right.
and Punk out there. That's what was going on. That was the plan. Now, if you guys, actually, AndrEW, I will share it. So Reddit did report, well, not report, but did a re-editing of the poster for one of the biggest shows in the Northeast in Albany. Now it doesn't have Kenny Omega and CM Punk on the poster.
Wow.
The reason why that's huge is because, you know, TK is legitimately pissed at not everybody, but the ones that were involved. You're going to see the Bucks there still, because obviously they were very, you know, not really the ones that did the shit, but yeah, you know, and man, it's just unfortunate timing, you know.
Yeah,
Kenny just
it is very unfortunate.
Yeah. Gary, last question, about 4 minutes. Why didn't Tony stop CM Punk when he had a chance? I mean, Punk went on for 20 minutes here. Why didn't he stop him at any point from saying any of this?
So the thing with TK is, you know, when, you know, the interviews take place, you know, for their talent to speak, you know, on their behalf or whatever, you know, he lets them go out there and, you know, lets them say whatever is on their mind. If I was TK after this incident here, I firmly believe that he needs to either get different writers, new people that will ask them like questions or whatever. I think like, dude, you need to get rid of Dave Meltzer. You need to get rid of Alvarez. I have no issue with Washington. I think he's great. But when it comes to the other reporters, you need to steer away from them because you guys seen his interviews. Like people call him these nicknames, and I can speak on behalf of Tony. The guy has so much anxiety. That's why the way he is when he gets all these questions.
Yeah.
Now, to answer your question, no, AndrEW. I'm surprised he didn't stop him either.
Yeah.
But at one point, he looked like he was going to stop him, and Punk just kind of said, "Hey, no, I need to finish my piece." Because I think I seen somewhere after the whole Punk press conference, he said, "I would have handled that different. And I would have said no comment." I heard Tony Khan say that.
He said
correct?
he should have answered or addressed it when the Forbes interview happened, and he didn't, and he feels like that's what led to this.
I mean, he needs to stop being afraid of his golden goose.
Yes. 100%. He needs.
I think that's what TK is afraid of. Is like, I'm gonna piss him off, then he's gonna swing a punch at me. Well, I can tell you now, this man Tony Khan has more money than Vince McMahon.
Yes.
So he's got all the lawyers in the world, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a crazy time to be an AEW fan.
Yeah. One more thing, Gary. The MJF shoot promo on Dynamite, was that all a work, or was there stuff in there of frustration that was not supposed to be said and was legit pissing off the Warner Brothers people?
So, true story about this. It's a little bit of a combination of both.
Okay.
Tony Khan, let him go out there, express what you feel. I want to know what you feel. Tony is a stickler for ratings, so he did it for that purpose as well.
Yes.
And it's to get the company buzzing, and it did.
Mhm.
And then the other half was legitimate.
Okay.
But the other side was that was really part of a script, because do you remember when Max said, "Don't count me down"? Obviously, when you're live on air, they give you the 5-second warning before you get on the air.
Correct.
That is when you knew, yes, it was real, one thing, and then the other half was like, no.
Yeah.
Right. So not the same news punk. Okay. I want to thank Gary Joe so much for coming on. This has been amazing. Great information. Gary, we're going to have you back again. I hope you'll come back. This was amazing.
100%.
We only have a minute to go, but I want to thank Gary for coming on. We'll talk more after the show. Thanks for all the information. Can't wait to get this up. For the Mouth of North, AndrEW, Tony Barbarossa, and Jose Gomes. This is Gary Joe. We will see you next time on the Reese Report.